Hi, I'm Kevin Devine. This is A-Sides.
What's up, man?
Hi.
Those two songs are great, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't want to plow right into No History right away because I want to start with something uplifting. So you just performed the anthem at Citi Field. I almost said Shea Stadium.
That's what I still call
which is
it.
so pathetic because it's been gone like 10 years.
I know, but it was there for, what, 50?
Yeah.
You know, my whole life growing up as a Mets fan.
You
was
think of
there.
Shea Stadium
Yeah.
and you think of the really dirty toilets and you think of...
It was a concrete,
You know?
overall it was something of a concrete toilet bowl.
It was.
But it was our
But it was
concrete
our,
toilet bowl.
yes.
Yeah, I loved Shea Stadium for all its lack of aesthetic charm and even functionality.
I mean, Citi Field is beautiful.
Oh, it's like infinitely
It's the best. I've been to a lot of stadiums. It's the best by far, and I'm totally biased, but I really think.
No, it's awesome.
I mean, I have friends who are Yankee fans who are like, Citi Field's so much better. And I've been to the quote unquote new Yankee Stadium, which is now the old new Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
And
which is what, they've been there 6 or 7 years?
Maybe longer.
I haven't been there yet.
Yeah,
I don't go very
you
often,
you
but-
kind of forget that you're at a new stadium until you see like the circus that's around it.
Oh, right. It's like a whole complex.
Yeah,
Right.
But like if you just look at the actual, I'm not going to talk about the Yankees. I hate them. So anyway,
I would have let you go as long as you wanted
Tell
to.
me a little bit about performing, because that must be such a trip.
It was, it was like one of the 5 strangest sober experiences I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
I was approached, this guy Fred Feldman who runs Triple Crown Records, and 2 of my early records went through Fred, and I have a band called Bad Books, and we put our last record out with Fred, and he's actually running Procrastinate that's putting my new record out. So that's Fred's bio, and there you go.
That's awesome.
He reached out to me. He's a Mets fan as well. We actually went to a World Series game last year. The game they lost the series, in fact. But he was like, would you potentially be interested in this? And I've kind of learned at this point, I don't think something's really going to happen until I'm standing there doing it, because you get your hopes up enough times and something doesn't happen, you kind of try to temper your expectations. And then you get to be pleasantly surprised when it does.
Yeah.
So I kind of said, whoever you're having this conversation with, feel free to have it, but obviously I'm not the kind of performer they typically bring in to do this at sporting events. And then like 5 months passed, and in the interim, we were talking a little bit before, but I was like, raising my infant daughter with my wife, and like getting this record ready, and other things were happening.
Right.
And then maybe the end of August or early September, it went from like that to it's happening, and it's happening on this day, and it was, my mom was there, my brothers were there, my daughter and my wife and my mom and my brother Dan were like on the field when I did it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it was insane, and I can say that I was surprised, and I think their presence maybe normalized it a little bit for me, as did the mechanics of performing. Like, you go there and you do a sound check, there's a green room, so something in my head was like, this feels normal.
Right.
And then it was the 5 minutes before it happened that I was like, this is not normal. This is profoundly insane. And you're like, there are uniformed members from multiple armed forces representation or whatever, and giant jumbotron behind you with the LED flag and 30,000 people and the Mets logo on the ground and the players lined up. It was definitely like close your eyes and do it. And I worked out a version of the song that I'd sent them that was like how I play songs. And that maybe normalized it too, until you like opened your eyes and were like, after it was over, it was kind of cool because you do it with in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
To avoid the weird delay that happens when you're playing.
Right.
I've never played something like that before. And what I could hear was very clean and direct, and I always think that's a little unflattering, but what was outside of it was this massive echoing reverb, so it kind of sounded like an old Red House Painters record or something, and as an effect it was cool. I was like, then I found myself like, it's only 75 seconds long,
Right.
but I found myself like thinking about, this is cool, it kind of sounds like the Red House Painters. I wonder if anyone's ever thought of the Red House Painters while they sing the national anthem before. And then it was like, there's cesspit, you know, whatever.
Right,
You're like
right.
in. So I'm really glad they were wonderful to us, treated us great. And on the walk back to the little green room, like all these guys that work at Citi Field were like, "Good job, guy. Good job,
that's
guy."
nice,
And
right?
so people like followed me on Twitter and were like, "That was a really refreshing version of the anthem," you know, whatever.
Nice.
So I think it was awesome, and
Yeah.
my mom was beside herself, and my brother, and it was a cool moment.
If that was me and I performed, I'd be probably less nervous about performing and more nervous about them losing, because it's such a tight wild card race right now.
I know.
So I'd be like, "Argh!" I'd be like, "That was amazing." Oh, they better beat the Twins.
I
tonight.
know,
I mean,
and I
come
know,
on, it's
and-
the Twins. They gotta beat the Twins.
And that was the game that we left. Full disclosure, the kid was there, so
Right.
you're not staying for 9
Always
innings.
blame the kid. It
Always
works
blame
for
the
me
kid. Yeah.
to not see people I want to see. Like, I'm sorry,
yeah.
but you know, my kid's really bad in the car. I can't
make it.
I
there.
can't make it there. Sorry.
But there is a grain of truth to, though, early on, subject to change a million times. My kid is very agreeable so far.
Okay.
That being said, that is, I know, subject to change infinite amounts of times for the rest of her life. But your life really does change pretty radically. Like, there are a lot less things I knew that, and then there's things you're like, oh yeah, I can't go do that. I can't go hang out with you at such and such club or bar right now. Like, I gotta make sure my kid goes.
9 out of 10 times it's authentic.
But there's always the
But
one.
you can
yeah.
cash in that
foolproof.
last one that it's just like, wow, I have like, and it's legit. You can't question it.
No, they're the gift that keeps giving. You're like, you know, social.
That's why I
outs.
had kids.
Yeah, just to get out.
Just to get out of
Not to get out of your house, to get out of having to get out of your house.
Exactly.
Yeah.